You know what's crazy to me is the fact that Alex Pereira is one of the greatest crossover athletes that the UFC has ever had in the entire company. You know, you could think of guys like Brock Lesnar is probably the biggest in terms of star power, you know, coming from WBE, had the collegiate background, you know, they tried to bring in Kurt Angle, you know, way back in the day, but Kurt Angle was like 40 and, you know, had the whole broken neck thing and everything like that. So it you know, that wasn't going to work. But something like that, you know, when you think of crossover, a lot of WBE guys, you know, you've had your kickboxing guys, you know, the Izzies, but what Alex has done, you know, besides Izzy, what Alex has done in terms of coming from another combat sport like kickboxing and coming over with literally zero MMA experience before that. You know, I think he had an LFA fight, but, you know, something like that. He's had, I think, a total of 10 MMA fights. And what he's done, with the majority of it being in the best combat sports promotion in the world, what he has done is astronomical. It's beyond, you know, it's crazy what he's done. I'm at a loss for words for it, because think about it. He came in, he beat Michailidis by round 2 flying knee KO in his debut as a featured prelim in Madison Square Garden, UFC 268, which I was personally at. Then he fought Bruno Silva in the Apex and beat him by unanimous decision. Then he came in, fought Sean Strickland, which is a huge jump. I mean, that win just keeps getting better and better. You know, with Strickland winning the goddamn championship, that what he did to Strickland looks better and better each day compared to what Izzy just did. He knocks out Strickland in the first round clean. Left hook followed by a right hand, done. Then after Strickland, he gets the title shot against Izzy. Izzy's beating him. Gets wobbled by Izzy even in the second round, I believe. And when everyone is writing him off, in the 5th round, that Easter Island head motherfucker comes out and finishes Izzy in the 5th round. You could say if it was too early or too not, he finished him. Gets the middleweight championship after 7 fights, you know? And then in the rematch with Izzy, he was beating him. He was beating Izzy until, you know, Izzy knocked him out, which was a great knockout. He you know, Alex got a little too aggressive. You know, he thought he was hurt up against the cage, and Izzy, just perfect timing, blasted him with two overhand rights and knocked him out. Finished him with a hammer fist. But then he goes up in weight. He goes up in weight and fights the guy that Izzy lost to in Jan Blachowicz. So he goes up in weight and beats the guy. And we could say that Blachowicz has lost a step since the time that Izzy fought him, and that is true. He has. Look at his last performances. It's, you know, but Alex beat him. I thought it was 29-28 Alex, clear as day. You know, he was landing more. The round one went to Blachowicz because of the wrestling and the control and everything like that, and Alex wasn't able to get off a lot of damage. But the second and the third round, Blachowicz was gassed, and that's when Pereira looked fresh. You know, at least fresher, way more fresh than Blachowicz did. And he was able to go out there and beat the guy that Izzy couldn't when he moved up to 205. So, I mean, and then he's training Sean Strickland after that fight. He was training Sean Strickland in sparring with him. He came to Danbury, Connecticut, Sean came to Danbury, Connecticut, trained with Alex at Glover's gym, and was able to help him. And you could say, we don't know how much Alex Pereira said that, you know, all that, you know, Sean Strickland's win against Izzy was all Strickland's, and he didn't take any credit for him for that win. And that's great. He's a very humble guy and everything like that, even though he is a world-class hater. But, you know, there has to be some sort of credit there. You know, this guy has beaten Izzy 3 times, 3 out of the 4 times that they have fought. Twice in kickboxing, he beat him. You can argue that which one of them was close or what, you know, it was robbed or anything like that and stuff like that. But he finished him clean in the 3rd time, which was the first UFC fight they had, and he was arguably beating him the 4th time in the 2nd UFC fight. So, you know, this guy, you have to give him credit for at least something from, you know, what he taught Strickland, you know, to do. And like I said earlier, Pereira beating Strickland gets better and better. This guy, I mean, he is one of the greatest. I don't even know crossover is the right word, but, you know, because he wasn't really a star. And I guess when you think of crossover people, you think of stars coming from a different place, but he wasn't really like a big, well-known star, But coming from different sport, in kickboxing to MMA, that the striking is different. I don't think a lot of people, especially people that aren't as tied in, haven't really done any martial arts before as well. They don't realize that MMA striking is way different than any other form of striking. It's different than Muay Thai. It's different than kickboxing. It's different than boxing. It's different than, karate or any other striking realm that there is. It's way different. It's a different stance. It's different strikes, different, you can kind of blend it, but it's even the guys that are, very influenced by one base, like Stephen Thompson is a karate stance and everything like that, but it's still tailored to MMA, and MMA striking is way different. So to be able to come over from another sport of kickboxing and have the same amount of success on a bigger scale that Alex has, and even Izzy has. I know we're talking down on Izzy lately and everything like that, but Izzy, coming from kickboxing as well, he came over and he was able to get the takedown defense that he needed to keep it standing on the feet. He defended his belt, 6 times? Yeah, 6 times, 5 or 6 times. He lost it, but then regained it. And yeah, he lost it again, but I don't know if that was just time catching up to him. And he's 34 years old, or whatever the case was, he was overlooking Strickland, whatever it was, but Izzy is an all-time great, and I think he gets shit on a lot because of personality, and sometimes it is rightly so. But in terms of his abilities inside that cage, he is one of the all-time greats. And the same thing goes for Pereira. And so like I said, Pereira is one of the best to ever do it in terms of crossing over from a different sport. His takedown defense has improved a lot quickly, compared to never grappling before in his life. And it's crazy, being from Brazil and you never grappled before in your life. It's crazy. But going, and he's older too. So I think he's 36 or 35 or something like that. No, he's 36. Pereira was 36 years old. So when he got into the UFC, he was probably like 33-ish, 34-ish, I'd say. So to be able to learn the grappling, and I get it, Glover is a fantastic coach. Glover Teixeira is a great coach, and he's molding Alex into a great fighter, more complete and better MMA fighter. But to learn grappling that quickly, that takes a certain level of skill and coachability and just a gift to be able to learn grappling at the pace that he has learned. And he's not going to be taking guys down. He took Izzy down, but he's never going to be the one to shoot on people. He's always going to want to keep it standing. But just like how Izzy learned, if you can get the good takedown defense, and if you do get taken down, learning how to get up, just being really sound defensively with your grappling, so that way you can keep it to your strength of striking. That's what Alex has done. That's what Glover has taught him, and the way and how fast at his age, how fast he has learned that skill is a true testament to how hardworking and how much of a gift that he has in terms of athletically and just his mind and how hardworking, like I said, he is. So yeah, he's one of the best crossover people I think I've ever seen. And on top of that, he is a world-class hater. He's a meme. He's literally a walking meme. Like I said, he's literally the Eastern Island head. The stare downs, when they're in the cage and he just doesn't move. He has the blank stare on, the blank face. It's just, he's intimidating. The walkout with the arrow. He has everything. And, I think he's going to, a lot of people are starting to be like, wow, he has beaten a lot of the guys better than Izzy has. He beat Blachowicz. He beat Strickland. And we'll see if they do, hopefully they don't, but if they do the rematch with Izzy and Strickland, Izzy probably beats him. But Alex didn't lose to Strickland. Alex knocked him out in the first round. Alex Pereira, one of the best crossover guys that the UFC has seen. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Really want to make this grow. I have a lot of things down the line that I'm thinking of, a little bit of expanding, whatever you guys want to see. Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the channel, hit the notification bell, or like the video, sorry. And follow me on all socials. Down in the description below, you'll find the links. And Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good one. Take it easy.